I have another really exciting video today. In today's series, we're going to continue on with getting started at the keyboard. Yesterday we went over dropping into the key, how to play each note and each finger so you feel balanced over each key, your wrist is, hand and arm are aligned, and there's a good knuckle at each finger. Now, today we want to combine, I want to play a series of notes together. How do I go about doing that? And that motion that is required to do that is called in and out. Now, a lot of these topics that I'm going over were invented by Dorothy Taubman. She called it the Taubman approach, and she created a complete technique for playing piano in a virtuosic way and in a very pain-free, stress-free, and tension kind of way. That work has been continued on by Edna Galansky and some of her colleagues at the Galansky Institute, and I would strongly encourage everybody who's interested in these topics to check out more information there. I'm giving you an introduction to this because when I was in college, nobody ever spoke about this, and I got a bachelor's and a master's, and all throughout I never heard any pianists talking about dropping or in and out motion, so I want to share it with you and hope for you to be able to discover some of these techniques like I did. And even if you don't go very deep into it, even some of these basic motions can be very helpful in making your piano playing more smooth and comfortable. So I hope you enjoy. So in yesterday's video, we went over how to drop into a key comfortably on each finger individually. My fingers are in a natural position. My wrist is aligned with my fingers, hand and arm, and I'm not pressing at the bottom of the key. I have a good knuckle at each point. Now, the next motion that we want to integrate besides dropping is what Taubman referred to as in and out. Dorothy Taubman was a piano pedagogue who invented the Taubman approach. It is now taught by the Galansky Institute, and some of the principles that I talk about in my videos can be tied back to the Taubman approach, Dorothy Taubman, Edna Galansky, and the Galansky Institute, and more information on them can be found at the GalanskyInstitute.org. One of the concepts they talk about is this idea of in and out. The fingers on your hand are different lengths, so we need to manage the in and out motion in order to play the piano smoothly and comfortably. If you see here, if I have my fingers in a natural position, my 2 is on a D, and my thumb is actually, if I were to keep my thumb in a natural position, it's actually off the keyboard. Even if I play closer to the black key area, my thumb is still off the keyboard. So how do we manage that without doing something like that? Well, it's called in and out is referred to as a motion. In is towards the fall board, out is away from the fall board, and the motion comes from the back of the arm. Now what we want to do is we'll start with 3, 2, 1, and because our thumb is starting away from the keys, we're going to have to play 3, then 2 going in, then 1, so that it puts our thumb on a position to play. And if we wanted to do the reverse, if we're starting with our thumb on a key here, like C, you can see that our third finger is very far inside the black key, and in order to prevent curling like that, we would need to come out. So we're integrating 2 motions here. The first is dropping into the keys, and the second is in and out. And just to give you an example, I'll show you starting going in. So we'll start on 3, 3, drop into 3, drop into 2, we're closer, and then the thumb is in the right place to play. We can even start more out here just to exaggerate. 3, 2, 1. In, in, in. In, in, in. In, in. In. Now to go out, we simply do the same thing in reverse. Out, out. Out, out. Now this may seem counterintuitive, but once you start getting into more complex passages where there's a lot of white keys or a lot of movement between the black keys and the white keys, the in and out is essential to playing the piano in a smooth and comfortable way. Again, this needs to be measured. It needs to be gone over with an instructor in person. But this concept alone really revolutionized the way that I play the piano. Out, in. And I actually mark it in the score with a little arrow, and this is just a brief introduction to the concept, but if you at home can start getting the sense of, okay, my arm is clicking out like that, my arm is clicking forward like that, it can give you a great ease in some passages that would normally feel very uncomfortable, that would cause you to stretch or to curl. So another example is, let's say our thumb needs to be on the black key. Well, I'm starting with my D here, and my thumb is pretty far away from the black key. So if I wanted to play a D, a C, and then a B flat, I would need to go in. And out makes us feel a little less stuck there. In. Now you could say, well, depending on the passage, and this is all depending on the passage, but this concept is very crucial to playing the work of the piano repertoire, and was very revolutionary to me when I first discovered it. So that's it for today, and I hope you enjoy.